I gotta say, big dog, if there's one thing I want to talk to you about for Update Monday, is that life is genuinely what you make it. Last week, the weather was so horrible, my RA actually started flaring up more than the OCG burstinatrix art. My barber has been looking MIA, so I look like I belong to the streets as opposed to my ex-girlfriend. Bird had a cancer scare. I got swamped behind all of my videos, which resulted in me not getting enough sleep. I worked out in practice like complete and also think I put on 5 pounds. Now, all of this seems extremely negative, really bad. And a lot of times when people were describing their weeks, they would say something like this, but we do forget the most important thing. In all of these situations, no matter what situation you're in, is fixable. You're going to live to see this fixed another day. And that is what the secret of life is. What's going on with ya, big dog? And it is Update Monday. It has been 1 year, 10 months, and 3 weeks of kicking rheumatoid arthritis' ass, boy. My guy, my friend. All right, that they had us, but we've been putting him in a coffin. One thing that I can say is that's life, big dog. Everything that you go through happens for a reason. Just understand that you go through it and you become stronger from it. Just like how Maze of Memories gives a slew of budget decks an opportunity to be ridiculously strong right now. And in today's video, I'm gonna be giving you some decks that I think are really powerful inside of the format. Some of them have been a little bit overlooked and some of them actually just became cheap because of the set. Look, big dog, I ain't telling you to buy this set, but there's actually some really good cards in here. Also, for the people that have been supporting me on Patreon, just as a special thank you for helping me pay my editors, I will be giving you guys some deck lists throughout the week of these particular decks. And I ain't gonna cap, big dog, if you want to be an editor for TheCaliEffect, it ain't that hard. Just join the Discord. We need editors. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on in and talk about these budget Yu-Gi-Oh decks. So, we are not going to talk about 4 decks which are extremely cheap, but I ain't gonna lie, I think everybody should know these by now. My guy, Dark Worlds, Trap Tricks, Marine Cess, and Math Mech. Get out of here! Those 4 decks I have been talking about as just really good decks overall for the past few weeks. And of course, I do have other videos when I talk about them in depth. If you want to hear them out, go ahead and check out the video. I'm actually going to be focusing on a few unsung strategies. I think these are extremely good and heavily underlooked, like the Rika strategy that just got support or reprints inside of Maze of Memories. Rika is one of those decks that I think a lot of players were extremely interested in, but because of some of the Rika cards like Rika Glamour and Snowdrop of the Weaker Queen, people just did not pay attention to it. My guy, if you broke, just say that. Wait, that's what the video's about? I'm not gonna cap, big dog. If you were going to drop that much money on a Rika plant deck, you would probably be better off investing into a top level Yu-Gi-Oh deck. And I think that that was the sentiment with most players. But now, because of Maze of Memories, the deck is extremely cheap, and I think you should invest into it. One of the biggest problems in the Yu-Gi-Oh format is dealing with
Cursed Tira, the ultimate Yu-Gi-Oh deck, locking your zones and preventing you from playing Yu-Gi-Oh.
Okay, because of the filled spell card in Rika Konkon allowing you to be able to tribute off your opponent's monsters for your own effects, all you have to do is apply the appropriate effect for Rika Konkon to tribute off your opponent's monsters and boom, out of the lock. Ironically enough, your opponent can also never lock you out is because they can't lock filled spell zones, so Rika Konkon can always be an answer. And against other decks, Rika actually has a really cool interaction through Rika Princess, allowing you to tribute your opponent's monsters to negate their own effects as long as you have Rika Konkon live. My guy, what? Yo! I can say you've never lived life until you tribute your opponent's monster to negate their own card effect. They feel real good about it, I promise you, it's good. Another strategy that just got so much cheaper because of Magnificent Mavens is Sword Soul. Adversaries have actually done extremely well for the Warlord Kali. I thought that it was time that we finally have emergence here. Because after all, we're all niggas. Ninjas! We're all ninjas! God damn it, so that means I'm gonna get fired too? The front desk job was boring. Please don't tell HR. Sword Soul may seem a little bit more expensive because of what happened since Magnificent Mavens, but ironically, it actually got a little bit more cheaper because of Baron de Fleur getting reprinted in Maze of Memories. I don't know about you, but having the chunky Baron boy or girl, I'm not here to judge what they are, at a cheaper price beats having your Moyes and your emergence is just a little bit more expensive. What I like about Sword Soul the most is that this strategy is extremely easy to learn, but is really hard to master. It is a synchro-based deck that gains so much advantage off of the Tingy cards and allows you to remove your opponent's biggest threats, that also facilitates game situations when going second, and a healthy, chunky Nibiru boy when going first. What? You don't like ending your board with a Nibiru? It's peak Yu-Gi-Oh! That doesn't always happen, right? Right? Ironically enough, a deck that is, what are we gonna define expensive here? Look, man, budget can mean a lot of things. Are we eating government cheese on Section 8 budget? Are we college students but got a fat return from FAFSA budget? Or is it separate bank account money on the side type thing so lady doesn't catch on to us budget? Those three budgets are three different budgets. I've been through all of them. I know exactly what you mean. If you got separate bank account budget or you're single, lucky, then Notoria Runic is actually a really good budget Yu-Gi-Oh deck. The reason why I say this is because while the Runic cards may look a little bit expensive, the Notoria cards are nothing. My guy, they should be giving you money to play this deck. It's Notoria! And even after Runic cards swallowing up most of the budget, you really don't need a lot of money for much other things other than Baron de Fleur, which just so happened to get reprinted in Maze of Memories. My friend, we ballin'! We stay fly, no lie. You know this, ballin'. That top ramen diet had to pay off some way, right? Runic is extremely good is because while everybody is trying to crush their life points to zero, you just simply turn your brain off, change the strategy, and mill your opponent's entire deck off. It's simple, my friend. Everybody wants to play Yu-Gi-Oh, but I want to play solitaire. And if you're not interested in runicking the game and is looking for a deck that actually plays Yu-Gi-Oh, kinda, then Drytron might be the deck for you. Drytron is a ritual-based deck that used to lose to all of the Bystials and every graveyard disruption piece in the game. Now that the Bystials are almost a thing of the past and Photon Hypernova gave some new ritual support, Drytron can actually be one of the most powerful decks in the game. The reason why is because the new monster, Dino Mondo, allows you to be able to special summon a ritual monster during either player's turn. You know you didn't f***ed up, right? Being able to ritual summon into Magician of Black Chaos Max not only prevents your opponent from activating monster effects during your turn, but because of Dino Mondo, you can summon it during your opponent's turn. My God, I thought we were being toxic! Tell me this isn't toxic! There's also the same Vanity's Ruler shenanigans, which is searchable through Cyber Angel Benton, locking your opponent out of activating monster effects and special summoning. Seems familiar. And the thing that I like about Drytron the most is that you can search Artifact Lancia just in case you was trying to get rid of some other spice in your local level. I don't know what to say, Drytron really did sneak up and become a good budget Yu-Gi-Oh deck. And lastly, if I had to give you my copium take, easily my friend, you know what it is. Tonga, Suijin, and Kasijin all combine. Soon your mother will be mine. Gate Guardian. All right, guys, you already know that is a complete copium take right there. Gate Guardian is a playable deck. It's a budget deck. I literally cannot convince myself to tell you that it's a good Yu-Gi-Oh deck. It was actually extremely hard to find that copium take, especially since I technically went through 8 decks already, but I really wanted to find something with Ancient Fairy Dragon, and then ABC came to mind. ABC Punk Therion Braith. ABC Punk Therion Braith Adventure. My guys, if you can't afford this budget deck, just pull yourself up by the bootstraps and ask your dad for another million. I do think that ABC is very interesting, but maybe just a little bit too expensive for what it is. A deck that I actually think is extremely good for my copium take is Fluundereese. Fluundereese, my friend!
I have moved to the dark side.
Fluundereese losing Barrier Statue of Stormwinds might actually have Glue Eaters trying to play the deck for what it is. There's cards like Fluundereese Snarl, which is essentially a Book of Eclipse for all of your opponent's monsters, and Fluundereese of the Unexplored Winds is amazing Surely an entrepreneur, a big brain person would figure out how to break these. You're just summoning fossil Dinopatchycephalo, are you? Well, I'd expect you to have a bird brain for playing a bird deck, right? Floowandereeze is still extremely cheap and is a fairly competitive Yu-Gi-Oh deck. I can't wait to be able to list not only these strategies on a budget tier list, but so many other decks that you think that I missed, and you're gonna post down below in the comment section, right? Until then, big dog, you can go ahead and check out these other amazing videos, as I'll catch you on the next one.